That used to be a very busy street, but because of the pandemic, now people can no longer walk from the front. They have to go one big round to the back. Basically, it's a one-way street. It used to be two-way. So that's inconvenient. And it has started to drizzle, so I picked a bad day to come out to sketch. So today I'm going to do some urban sketching with the new Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus tablet. Hopefully I will be able to find a spot where there is shelter. I want to draw the Chinese temple today. It's still the Hungry Ghost month, so there are still people burning incense paper. This is Bugis. This is where you can find a lot of Chinese herbs. And that's the temple that I want to draw. Oh, unfortunately they have set up a huge tentage in front of the temple. I guess I could draw the flower stalls. So now you have to queue up to go inside, and not just that, you have to scan the QR code to do some contact tracing. So let me just head over to the Indian temple instead. This is a very beautiful temple, and there is no tentage in front. But unfortunately it's drizzling and the tablet is not water resistant, so I would have to find another place to sketch. Alright, I think I shall sketch here. I can't risk walking under the drizzle any longer. And now it's raining really heavily, so I'm glad I'm under the shelter. Let me show you the sketch that I drew earlier while commuting on the train. Oh, big thanks to those viewers who told me that you can actually snap the S Pen to the side of the tablet like this, in addition to snapping it to the back for charging. So the aspect ratio of this tablet is 16:10, and it's not the best when it comes to using Clip Studio in portrait format. So let me just turn this around. I actually wanted to show you guys how bright the tablet can be, but it's a cloudy day, so right now it's only at maybe 40% brightness, but just know that this tablet can get very bright. This was recorded with the default screen recording functionality from the Samsung tablet, and it's not able to record at the actual resolution of the tablet, which is more than 1440p. So let's just talk about Clip Studio. Clip Studio, it's really a fantastic addition to the Android ecosystem because it has so much functionality for illustrators, comic artists, and for even beginners who just want to sketch very simply. The only downside is actually not related to the functionality. The only downside is Clip Studio. It's a monthly paid subscription. But if you are going to be using Clip Studio very frequently, it is definitely worth the money. I am sure you will be able to find other drawing apps that allow you to record your drawing process. It's just a matter of whether or not they can actually record at the tablet's resolution. So for this particular sketch, actually with all of my sketches, they are quite simple, relatively speaking, because I usually just draw lines, I add some colors, textures, and finally some shadows. My style is very simple, so it doesn't really tax, it doesn't really push the processor. So while drawing this, I did not notice any lag, and because it doesn't really use that much processing power, the tablet doesn't really heat up that much. There are many quality drawing apps on the iPad ecosystem. Procreate is probably one of the most popular apps out there, and I do enjoy using Procreate a lot. There are no other apps on both iPad and Android ecosystem that comes close to the workflow of Procreate.
But that's a good thing because you want variety. Different artists, they have different styles, different workflows. So it's good to have the variety of drawing apps out there. And Android, they do have a good variety of drawing apps, and the quality of those apps, they just keep getting better each year. Currently, even Krita, it's also available on Android, so that's great. Tayasui Sketches, which used to be an iPad exclusive app, is also now available on Android. So things are definitely looking, the situation is definitely looking better for Android each year. It would be a huge boost to the Android ecosystem if there are more quality graphic design, photo and video editing apps. Because right now I think those areas are slightly lacking. But I hope it does get better because with the Tab S7 Plus, this really is a very solid performer. You just need more apps, more quality apps to go with it. But if you want to get this for digital sketching over the iPad or iPad Pro, you are definitely not missing out, especially when Clip Studio is now available on Android. Sometimes you just need a really good drawing app that you don't have to bother with other drawing apps. Clip Studio, Paint, it's that app.
So this is the completed sketch. I did not use many layers, just one layer for the lines, a few layers for the colors, and one layer for the texture. So this was drawn really quickly, and the drawing experience is quite good. The S Pen is quite smooth on the surface. I would say it may be slightly smoother compared to the Apple Pencil, but you really need to have the Apple Pencil and the S Pen side by side together in order to notice the difference. So because the pen is a bit too smooth for my liking, when it comes to drawing straight lines, sometimes I may actually slip, my hand may actually slip, so that's why you see a lot of wobbly lines like this. If I draw with traditional media like pen and ink with paper, real pen and ink with paper, I can draw really straight lines. But here, with the S Pen on the glass, it's a bit more slippery. It will take some time to get used to drawing on glass. I don't really recommend applying a matte screen protector on this because it's going to affect the colors, the sharpness, the image quality quite significantly. So right now I'm actually drawing in an open environment under a very cloudy day, and there is a lot of light. So if you apply a matte screen protector on this surface, the light will come down in this direction, and the anti-glare of the matte screen protector is going to create a white haze over the whole screen to make it look white. So that is going to affect image quality significantly, and that's one thing I really hate about using a matte screen protector. And also because the S Pen has a rubberized tip, you may not want to use a matte screen protector as well. That may wear off the tip quite quickly. This document is A4 size at 300 dpi, and the drawing responsiveness is very smooth. So this tablet is definitely very powerful. For this particular model, there is 8 gigs of RAM, so when it comes to creating a lot of layers, you shouldn't have any problem. The challenge with using Clip Studio for Android is this is a direct port from the desktop software, so the user interface is actually designed for desktop, meaning there are menus and there are a lot of icons here, and also the palettes, they take up space, and you can see some of the menu items, they are a bit small. But more importantly, there are a lot of keyboard shortcuts I cannot use because I don't have a keyboard with me. So that's why Clip Studio, they have introduced this feature, H keyboard. which allows you to map certain shortcuts into these keys. I have mapped brush size increase and decrease to these two buttons, and notice there is some flickering. So this tablet, it may be using pulse wave modulation, which some people may find sensitive to their eyes. Personally, when I'm looking at the display in real world, I don't see the flicker, but my camera can capture the flicker. The colors on the Tab S7 Plus, they look fantastic, and the viewing angles are terrific, so I can have the tablet like this and still see really good colors. This is a 12.4-inch display. It's a good size to draw on. With Clip Studio, you can turn off the palettes to give you a larger canvas to draw. It's still drizzling. I still have some time, so maybe I can find another spot to sketch. So my setup today, it's my hat, the tablet, and this portable stool. The tablet, it's very compact, very easy to bring around, but it's a bit heavy, especially if you compare it with the 11-inch tablet. So this is definitely not something I can hold like this with one hand and draw for extended periods of time. I definitely need to set it down on a surface. If I am not able to sit down, or I don't have a surface to put the tablet on and I have to hold the tablet to draw, I usually would hold it like this with my arm beneath. There's no way for me to hold it like this because the weight of the tablet is going to push it down like this. It's going to be extremely tiring. Even in portrait mode, when you're holding it like this, it's also quite tiring. So with the 11-inch, it's definitely going to be more comfortable when holding while drawing, but not for the 12.4-inch. Even for my 12.9-inch iPad Pro, I always set it down on a surface to draw. I'm not able to hold it like this and draw for more than 30 seconds. This S Pen, even though you can attach it to the side here, the magnets are not that strong, so I highly recommend you put this inside a pocket. Alright, maybe I shall draw this scene. I have set the tablet on this table, and you can see there is the reflection from the sky. If this is a matte screen protector, the anti-glare is going to create a white haze to cover basically not just this part, but this whole area here, which makes it really difficult to see what you are drawing. So in this case here, I actually have to prop it up so that I don't see the reflection. Alright, this pulse wave modulation thing, it's really getting onto my nerves because my phone is not able to shoot at the same frequency as the PWM, so that's why you guys are seeing the flicker.
The next app that I'm using is Concepts. This app is available on Android, iPad, Windows, and Mac OS. And this is a very well designed app for tablets. You can see the user interface. It doesn't take up a lot of space. So this means you can use your tablet in portrait as well as in landscape orientation, and you will still be able to see a good amount of your canvas. And this app's workflow, it's very streamlined. It's very easy to use. I'm very thrilled that this app is available on Android. It's free to use, but you have to pay to unlock certain features. But it's definitely worth paying the money to unlock those features because it's just a one-time purchase, unlike for Clip Studio, which is a monthly subscription. This is actually a vector drawing software, which means the texture that you are seeing, the pencil texture on the lines, those are actually styles applied onto the lines. And I can go back and select the lines and change those textures to something more solid, like an ink pen style. It's really cool. And this particular app, it doesn't require a lot of resource, so when drawing, the overall workflow, it's very responsive and very fluid. And there are a lot of finger gesture shortcuts you can use too.
This app that I'm using, it has an infinite canvas, so I can actually keep on drawing. But I have already spent 1 hour standing here to draw, so maybe I should start coloring it. So let me zoom in. This is a vector app, so you can zoom in like really close.
With well-designed apps like this that really take into account of people drawing on tablets where the screen is smaller, where you have to use hand gestures, where your hand can block the display, where you don't want your palettes to take up too much space. It's with this kind of apps that are really well designed that make the sketching drawing process so much more enjoyable, and I really enjoy using Concepts. I'll put the link to where you can download Concepts in the video description below. Do go and try it out because it's free to use. So this is the completed sketch. This was really difficult to color because I think I drew too much details. Took me maybe about an hour to draw and another hour to color. Battery life for the tablet, it's alright. I used this for 4.5 hours and the battery life dropped to 30%, so I guess it's around 6 to 7 hours. And well, I was sketching earlier. When the sun came out, the tablet became hotter because the brightness actually went up. But other than that, it's still quite comfortable to draw on this with your palm on the display for long periods of time. Alright, I shall end my video here. If you guys have any more questions regarding this tablet, let me know in the comment section below. See you in the next video. Bye!